technician in the back helps it out. This was keyed earlier for Adam, and he's just a little taller than me. Let's go down a little bit more, a little bit more. That's perfect. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so I'm going to step off and give you a complete update on what is happening right now, as we've got another round of storms moving into San Antonio. The good news about these storms is that really they are not severe. So these are just kind of good soaking rain showers, a few rumbles of thunder though that will keep you up if you are a light sleeper. So keep that in mind if your pets or kids are light sleepers. We've got some of the heaviest of the rain right now falling south of Hondo, and this is taking a beeline for south of Bexar County. It's moving pretty heavy at a heavy clip at about 40 miles per hour. So that's relatively fast. So it's approaching Natalia. It'll be there momentarily in the next 10 minutes. South Bexar County by about 3:50, 4 o'clock, Elmendorf by about 4:15. This is the line of showers and thunder showers that we have moving into San Antonio the next round. And again, it's not severe, so there's no concern for damaging wind gusts in the immediate future. That severe thunderstorm watch has been allowed to expire. Now, earlier, closer to midnight, there was a potential tornado that moved through northern Comal County. We keep on hearing about damage along 306 here on the north side of Comal County. So here's 281, and then this is 306. Right here is 306. So we keep on hearing about damage there, potentially up to Fisher, maybe out toward Canyon Lake High School. But that happened closer to midnight. So once we see the light of day, we've had reporters out there. Once we see the light of day, we'll be able to get more of an assessment on the damage there, and we will report that to you. But right now, things are fairly quiet across Comal County, just some light rainfall. Really, the heaviest of the rain is falling south of Seguin in Guadalupe County near New Berlin, St. Hedwig, Sutherland Springs, and Wilson County and Stockdale. South of Hondo, we're seeing flashes of lightning here and a lot of rain. This is torrential rain coming down very, very heavy. In fact, we can go ahead and see a look at some of the rainfall rates, and anywhere you see these purples, that's where we've got a rainfall rate of about 5 to 7 inches an hour. So that means that if this storm were to just park over Yancey for an hour, it would produce 5 inches of rain. Now it's moving, as I mentioned, at about 40 miles per hour, but it is quickly dropping another inch, 2 inches of rainfall relatively quickly. And we've already seen so much rain in the overnight hours. So this is all good soaking rain. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rainfall. Anywhere you see the greens, that's about an inch of rain. So the vast majority of San Antonio has seen at least about an inch of rainfall, maybe 3/4 of an inch to an inch of rainfall. That is some very healthy rain, but really where the bullseyes have been are in these yellow colors. So this is where we've seen 2 inches of rainfall. Pretty much in South Bexar County, near Mission San Jose, 2 inches of rain, near Buena Vista, about 2 inches of rain there as well. And there's also been some neighborhoods on the east side of Bexar County and southern Guadalupe County that saw 2 inches of rain too, just not as much of a swath there of those 2 inches of rain, but neighborhoods like Zool, Converse, JBSA Randolph, closer to 2 inches of rain. We've also seen closer to 2 inches of rain out near Utopia, Concan, and then also in northern Kerr County, this is where we've seen about 2 inches of rain as well. There's no major river flooding, so that's some good news. I know that a lot of people are very sensitive to the potential for river flooding from July 4th. And you'll have to excuse me, I am getting over a pretty intense illness earlier this week, so if I cough, that's the reason why. Something that's been impressive is that Del Rio, which for the whole year up until last night, up until this overnight hours, has only seen 4 inches of rain. They just recorded 2 inches of rain at the Del Rio airport. So they received about half as much rain as they've seen all year in one night. So this has been some good rain for Valverde County. I mean, this area struggling with needing rainfall. You can see near Devil's River State Natural Area, really a bullseye there as well, with up to 7 inches of rain in those areas. So we'll have to watch farther downstream to see if there's any issues with river flooding from that bullseye of rainfall. But again, this has been some very good rain. What we're looking at right now is just another round of showers and even some lightning moving into San Antonio. So if you wake up because of the lightning, heavy rain, this is the reason why. But it's just that, lightning and heavy rain. Okay, and it's moving. So this is going to cause some street flooding issues, but nothing along the lines of any flash flooding or anything like that. So again, good news there. I'm wondering if we could bring up TransGuide and see if we can see any of these cameras. Here we go. We've got some wet roads from the rainfall earlier at 281 in Bulverde, where the rain has not really started back up again. But as we cycle through, I'm sure we'll get some shots of the heavier rain that's falling on the northwest side of town and perhaps even the west side of town. That's 1604 in Redland Road there. That's 1604 in Bulverde. Again, as we cycle through, we might be able to see some heavier rain picking up in some areas. Sorry, again, you'll have to excuse me. I'm getting over this illness I had last week. So I'm coughing a little bit. Oh my gosh. I can't tell you. It's the sickest I've been. So I'm very grateful to be on the mend from that. But again, we're just starting to see some more rain move into Bearcat. There's a good shot right there. That's 1604 in Valley Meadow. You can see the heavier rain coming down on the light there. That's 281 in Hildebrand near downtown San Antonio, the Quarry. So again, we've just got some heavier rain, flashes of lightning moving into San Antonio. Thank you for that, Angel. Angel's directing our show in the back there. And with the heaviest of the rain falling near Pearsall, Hondo. So that's kind of the situation at the moment. We're going to continue to see some rain through the early morning hours. So I want to show you the future cast here. Walk you through the future cast. This is what we're seeing right now. Some rain moving through San Antonio, another round of rain. As we head toward dawn, that's when we'll see about a break of the rainfall. Okay, so first half of your Saturday is going to be relatively quiet. You know, we really, this is the main show, what we're seeing out there right now. By the afternoon tomorrow, or today, however you'd like to look at it, I think there could be some rain and some storminess pop back up again. And we have to watch very carefully. The storms will be more scattered. Tonight they were pretty widespread. They're going to be less so in the afternoon on Saturday. But we still have that chance for some of those storms to become strong or severe in the afternoon and early evening on Saturday. So when we look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast for the day on Saturday, what you'll notice is, again, we'll have some rain through about dawn, then we'll see a break. Temperatures are going to be comfortable in the 70s today. It is going to be a really lovely day. And then in the afternoon, after about 3 p.m., so anytime from 4 p.m. to about sunset, we could see some more possibly severe storms. The concern there would be hail. So last night we were more concerned about gusty winds, even the potential for a tornado. On Saturday afternoon, today, this afternoon, the concern will be for hail. It's going to be more isolated in nature than what we saw overnight with widespread rain, but it's still something we need to watch out for. So you kind of have to be on alert there. And again, it's in the afternoon. Otherwise, the high today will be 80. So it's going to be a pretty pleasant day with just the potential in the afternoon for a few of those storms. Then Sunday will be warm and pleasant and quiet, 85 for the high. So Sunday will be a quiet day. Let's take a look at the setup, just a look at the picture as a whole across the state. And you can see this is a very dynamic system. Wow, we went more than 45 days without measured rainfall at the San Antonio International Airport. And October is usually a pretty good month for us rain-wise. And what we've got is we've got this low pressure system that's bringing rain all the way from Oklahoma City all the way to San Antonio here. So this has been a very dynamic system that has produced a lot of rain, much needed rain for Texas, but it has come at the cost of a few areas getting some damage from winds, perhaps even a tornado. And as I go back to the radar, this is a look at the current situation. Again, we've got some rain that's redeveloped on the west side of town. If you're waking up along 1604 here on the west side, Leon Valley, out toward the SeaWorld area, JBSA Lackland, we're seeing some flashes of lightning, some pockets of heavy rain. But that's all this is. There's no hail here with this system. There's no damaging gusts with this system. This is just that kind of rain that kind of keeps you up in the middle of the night. Or some people like this sound, it lulls you back to sleep. So I think you're okay. If you can go to sleep, go to sleep. This is not going to be a damaging situation where you have to be concerned. There was an event, though, last night, closer to midnight, in North Comal County that has caused some concern here, even the potential for a tornado. What I'm showing you is last night's debris detector. Okay, I'm going to try to clear this off as much as possible. So what you're looking at here is this blue dot. You see that blue dot that traveled out toward Canyon Lake High School? This is FM 306, FM 484, Canyon Lake High School's over here. This blue dot is an indication of some debris that might have been lofted up higher into the air from here's 306 northern Comal County. There is Canyon Lake right there. So north of the lake, there was the potential for a tornado last night from about 11:45 in the evening to about just after midnight. So that's what we're going to be watching for in the light of day tomorrow. We're going to take a look at the damage, any potential damage that was done out there, and we will keep you posted. But that was 3 hours ago. What we're looking at right now is significantly weaker storms that are just producing some good and much needed rain for the Alamo City. So again, that is very good news. What we're seeing is just rain. Yes, some flashes of lightning. It's not good to be outside hanging out during this rainfall, but it is at least, you know, not going to be causing any major damage or any major concern. So again, good news there. We've also got some redevelopment out in northern Kenny County, northern Uvalde County. This is why we're keeping rain chances in through about dawn, because all of this energy is heading back over towards San Antonio too. So just to reiterate what I was saying, rain chances today are coming down after dawn. We're going to have a break, and then from about 4 p.m. to sunset, we have the potential for more strong storms. Those would be capable of perhaps some hail. So that's the biggest headline for the day today. We're going to have a break, but this afternoon, a few storms will return. Those threats would be hail and gusty winds, and coverage is a lot less than what we've seen overnight tonight. Coverage this afternoon will be closer to about 40%. And then next week, we're going to have a real cool for Halloween. It has been a very slow start to fall for us. But as we take a look at the long term, there's a low pressure system out in the Pacific Northwest that's going to pull some of this cooler air our way. So it's going to be warm tomorrow, Sunday, warm Monday. On Tuesday, this front is going to move through, and you'll feel the cooler air by Wednesday morning, especially. So when we look at temperatures over the next several days, I love to see this here. So we'll be at 85 tomorrow, 90 on Monday, and then that front moves through during the day on Tuesday. And that allows for us to see our first mornings in the 50s since May. Okay, so this is, and highs only in the 70s. So that's a real deal cool front before Halloween. So really nice to see that. Let's go ahead and take a look. Can I bring it back up? There we go. Sometimes it takes a while to get more used to this setup that I have here. So again, just to look at that 7-day forecast for you, Again, it'll be windy on Tuesday and Wednesday when that front has moved through, and then by Halloween, it is going to be a pretty nice day for us around San Antonio. So again, just looking at the radar, I'm going to go check a few things. This is just your run-of-the-mill showers, thunder showers, that's keeping people up at night a little bit. A few flashes of lightning moving through. Otherwise, this is very good and much needed rain. By the way, those flood watches have been canceled. The severe thunderstorm watches have been canceled as well. So again, more and more great rainfall for us around San Antonio. So I am very happy with the amount of rain we're seeing. Some areas me actually keep a see. I think we might actually have extended the severe thunderstorm watch. Yeah, this is just very good rain. But of course, you know, there's a lot of people that end up waking up from showers and storms in the middle of the night. I know my baby woke up just after midnight. And the reason he woke up was not because of the rain. The reason he woke up is because when the power returned, the lights turned on in his room. My little 10-month-old baby. Yeah, I wonder if we could maybe take a look at some of the TransGuide images. So far, there are about 5,000 customers without power in San Antonio. And if you do lose power, again, we're streaming. So you can watch us live from your phone on the KSAT Weather Authority app, also on the KSAT app. Just loving to keep people interested and updated on the weather. Again, no major issues out there in San Antonio at the moment. Of course, we will keep you posted. For now, I'm going to leave you with the radar, and I'm going to take a break. And I might be back in about 15 minutes or so when another round of some thunderstorms moves through the Alamo City. everyone, if you are joining the stream, I'm KSAT meteorologist Sarah Spivey. I am going to record a little video here just so you know what I'm doing. I'm going to record a video, and this video is what goes on the website. And so you're going to see me on the green screen here. I'm pretty much going to say like 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to record a video just so people have an update if they're coming at us on the website instead of doing the stream. So it might look a little strange, but I just wanted to give you a heads up, and that's what I'm doing. Okay. When we get to do these streams, you get to look at the behind the scenes factors for us. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Well, it is 3 o'clock. Nope, I'm going to do it again. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Well, as of 3:45 Saturday morning, we have another round of storms moving through San Antonio. Now, the good news is this round of storms is not going to be providing any damage. It's just some much needed rain continuing, but heavy rain at times. So it's best to stay inside. As we look, though, at the rest of the day, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. We do expect a break in the storms, but a few storms could return this afternoon, and those storms could be strong. Now, coverage will be less. It'll be about 40%, but that possibility is still there for hail and gusty winds. And then beyond that, the next thing we're talking about, the next big thing is that we expect a real cool front before Halloween. So let's just talk about rain chances today in your KSAT 12-hour forecast this Saturday. A break around dawn, and then a break for a few hours. Not until after 4 p.m. that we see the possibility for more storms, some of which could be strong or severe, but only 40% coverage. So most people will miss out on the rain. It'll be a pleasant day with a high of 80 degrees. And then just rounding out your weekend, I do not expect any rain tomorrow on Sunday. High temperature of 85 in the Alamo City. It'll be pretty pleasant. So let's talk about that next significant cool down for us that we're excited about. As we look at your 7-day forecast, there's the front. We go from 90 on Monday to 80 for the high on Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, our highs are only going to be the 70s. And for the first time this season, we will be waking up in the 50s for our morning lows. So again, expect some more rounds of rain throughout the overnight hours with a break around dawn through the first half of the day with a return of some showers and storms potentially this afternoon. We'll keep you posted. Alrighty, if you're joining us on the Appcast, I'm meteorologist Sarah Spivey, giving you an update here on the situation at hand. So we have got around San Antonio just some thunder, lightning, some heavy rain on the south side, but nearer to Pleasanton, that's where there's the risk for some hail at the moment. And we've got a severe thunderstorm warning in Atascosa County that stretches all the way out into near to Floresville, near to Poth and Wilson County. So this is where we've got the potential here for some hail. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off the lightning because the lightning can crowd the screen here. Anywhere you see this purple black color from Poteet to Jourdanton to Pleasanton, that's where we've got the potential for some quarter size or larger hail. That is right on the doorstep here of Pleasanton, here's 281. There's 37. This is moving to the east at about 40 miles per hour. And so this entire hail core could easily be in Leal by about 425. It could be out in southern Wilson County by about 450, Pleasanton momentarily near to DeWeese there in Wilson County by about 440 as well. This is south of San Antonio. San Antonio is not experiencing any hail, just some heavy rain for areas along the south section there of 1604, flashes of lightning, those kinds of things. The dangerous part of this storm is this hail core, and again, that severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 4:45 because again, that hail core is marching to the east at about 40 miles per hour. If it can hold on to Poth, and maintain its strength, it would be there by about 4:45. So that's why we have that warning in effect until 4:45. Poteet, Pleasanton, Jourdanton, all of these areas likely getting some hail at the moment, quarter-sized or greater, potentially maybe up to golf ball-sized hail there. You can also see in the 3D space the hail core as well. I'm going to go ahead and draw that 3D box right over that potential hail core. Right here. We can tilt it to the side and you can see just how tall that core of hail is. And we can actually isolate the hail itself here. There you go. That's that hail core. You can see how tall that is. It goes all the way up to 30,000 feet with the actual hail falling down near Pleasanton, lofting over Pleasanton, but the hail on the ground near Pleasanton, Lemming. This is a dangerous storm. If you are inside of this severe thunderstorm warning, you should be inside and away from windows. This is very loud, so if you're waking up along 281 there in Atascosa County, this is the reason why. We've got a hailstorm occurring right now in Atascosa County. That hail core moving to the east at about 40 miles per hour. If it holds on to Poth, it would be there by about 4:45. That is the only dangerous section of this storm. As we take a look at the larger picture here, what we've been seeing is just some heavy rain around San Antonio. That hail core pulsed up. Again, that's heading off to the east toward Kennedy, toward Floresville. Really though, 37 right now in Atascosa County, that's where the hail is falling. Take note of the time. It's 4:15 in the morning on Saturday, October 25th. So take note of that for insurance purposes. If you are joining us in Atascosa County right now, as I'm covering these storms, this is the reason why you've been woken up. There is a hail core falling right now with some larger hail on Pleasanton in Atascosa County, south of San Antonio. San Antonio itself not at a risk for any kind of hail or anything like that, but we are getting plenty of thunder and lightning here in the Alamo City. I'm just hearing some of that thunder and lightning. That is the biggest concern. Otherwise, it has been a honestly very good morning for us when it comes to rainfall around San Antonio. We've seen areas of 1 to 2 inches of rain. Let's go ahead and look at some of that rainfall. You can see anywhere in the green, that's an inch of rain. So pretty much all of San Antonio has seen at least 3/4 to an inch of rain, but then the yellows are really the big bullseyes. I mean, this is where we've seen 2, 3 inches of rainfall. Mitchell Lake, Somerset, Atascosa, all of these areas getting 2, 3 inches of much needed rain. But the biggest threat right now is the risk for some hail right over Pleasanton, Jourdanton. That area is getting some of that quarter to golf ball sized hail at the moment around Atascosa County, and perhaps even some gusty winds of up to 60 miles per hour as well. That is the main electrified part of that storm. Otherwise, we are just seeing some heavier rain around San Antonio and near Stockdale, some heavier rain, Lavernia, those kinds of things. That's what we've got going on right now. Generally, as that storm moves off to the east, we're going to see some general decrease in storm coverage. About 445 near Poth Falls City, there's that potential there for some of that hail to continue. We can look at the hail swath and see where the hail has fallen so far. So these are all indications of where the hail has fallen potentially. So from Poteet to Crown, out into parts of Frio County near to Bigfoot, perhaps even in Medina County nearer to Divine. That's where we've seen some of that hail as well. So if you have pictures, if you're joining us in Jourdanton, Pleasanton, wait for a moment, okay? You gotta wait for the hail to pass. You can see that it's quickly moving. It's quickly moving out of this area, but right now downtown Pleasanton getting a lot of hail at the moment. Right over 281. So right over 281, downtown Pleasanton, the square, all this area might be seeing quite a bit of hail at the moment. Quarter-sized to golf ball-sized hail. Send us pictures into KSAT Connect where we could see them. We've already gotten so many pictures on KSAT Connect. In fact, I can bring some of them up here as we take a look at KSAT Connect. Again, this is maybe not from the hail because that's just started to happen in Pleasanton and in Jourdanton, but we've received plenty of pictures and videos throughout the overnight hours from our KSAT viewers, and I want to show you some of those pictures. Send us in those pictures if you're in Pleasanton and Jourdanton, what you're seeing on KSAT Connect. We can show them here, and you help to be our ground truth. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of that. That's live oak lightning strikes there from earlier in the overnight hours. We also had some damage and videos sent in through KSAT Connect. Looks like a flipped trash can and trampoline there. Yeah, that'll happen for sure with these breezy winds, but for the most part around San Antonio it was just some good rain. The concern here right now is for the hail that's falling out in Pleasanton. But that's well south of San Antonio. For the most part, most of the rain is coming to an end for the Alamo City, or at least a temporary end. The bigger risk right now is that hail core. And we can actually go in and zoom in on some of the streets here that are potentially seeing some of the hail at the moment. Right over 37. So here's State Highway 97. There's downtown Pleasanton. This hail core is about to go right over 37. And it is heading east at about 40 miles per hour. So we can go ahead and take a look at some of these neighborhoods here. Corgi Road, Iberger Road, and you can see that hail core there in the latest scan just expanded. It's pretty long too. We can take a look at how long of a hail core this is. It's about 5-mile swath of hail. That's pretty intense. And again, that's from out near Pleasanton, out toward Leal. We're seeing it pulse down a little bit, which is good news, which means it's weakening a little bit, but still, this is a doozy of a hail core here. Hey, Angel, let's do a cut-in on air for about 5 minutes or so. So you're joining us on the stream, and we're going to do a little cut-in on air here, just to let the folks know in Atascosa County what's going on. Because again, this is out, San Antonio is not at risk for hail right now, but all right, I'm going to step off the screen here in just a second to allow for our directors to let us know what's up, and you'll see me pop back up again here. All right, I am ready when you are. Well, good morning. I'm KSAT meteorologist Sarah Spivey. I wanted to interrupt programming here briefly just to give you an update on the weather situation around San Antonio and around South Central Texas. So for the Alamo City right now, for San Antonio, there's no severe weather, but just to the south here in Atascosa County, we have got a storm that is capable of producing hail, quarter to golf ball sized hail. The severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 4:45 this morning for Wilson County and for Atascosa County for this hail core that's moving to the east at about 40 miles per hour. If you are inside of this severe thunderstorm warning, you need to be inside, away from windows, preferably on the first level of a sturdy building. Now, again, this is moving to the east at about 40 miles per hour. This is where the hail core is. It just crossed through Pleasanton and Jourdanton, and it's moving east at 40 miles per hour. The hail core will be in Wilson County at 4:35, so in 10 minutes it'll be near Three Oaks, potentially Falls City by about 4:50, potential for a hail core to reach Poth area by about 4:50 as well. So everybody inside of this severe thunderstorm warning needs to be indoors and away from windows. Floresville, even though you're under the warning, I will say the main hail core is likely to move to the south of you, but you're still in the warning, so you should be inside just to be safe. Meanwhile, if you're in Pleasanton, downtown Pleasanton just got hit by this hail core. You are now in the clear. That hail core is off to the east, so you're not going to see any more hail in Pleasanton and Jourdanton. If you have the capability, take pictures, send them to KSAT Connect. We would really like to see what you are seeing, eyes on the ground, because the radar can only tell us so much. Post those pictures and videos to KSAT Connect. Take a picture of the hail with a ruler or something for scale, and that way we can report it to the National Weather Service. Take note of the time, 4:20, 4:25 for insurance purposes. Again, you can clearly see that hail core, it really did pass through Pleasanton. We can look at the last hour of hail. Pleasanton, Jourdanton, up toward Poteet, 173, all the way back to Bigfoot. This is where that hail swath has traveled over the last hour. So everybody needs to be indoors and away from windows, but Pleasanton, Jourdanton, you are now in the clear. This hail core is marching to the east. Everybody from Floresville to Poth to Falls City area needs to be inside and away from windows for the risk for some hail. Otherwise, what we're seeing around San Antonio is just some additional rainfall. We have had a good amount of rain in the last several hours. Anywhere in the yellows, so south side of San Antonio, that's 2 to 3 inches of rain, but the vast majority of the Alamo City saw at least an inch of rain overnight, and that is great news. We desperately need rain, and again, the severe weather is located in Atascosa County right now, pushing east toward Wilson County. The storm, for the most part, is pulsing down, which means we're not really seeing as intense of hail signature as earlier, and in fact, we can look at the 3D structure of this storm as I tilt it to the side and isolate the hail core itself. There's that hail core. We can fly into it. You can see right now that hail is falling over Leal, McCoy, north of Campbellton. So Campbellton, you are not seeing that hail core, but Leal, McCoy, just east of 37, and that hail core is heading for the south part of Wilson County and the west part of Karnes County. So that is the dangerous part of this storm. Otherwise, most of us are honestly going to be seeing a break in the rainfall. Here, there's some additional rain falling in Hondo, Concan as I put this in motion. This is going to be moving towards San Antonio here, but this is just your run-of-the-mill thunder showers. For the rest of your forecast, what I can tell you is we're going to have a little bit of a break throughout the day today until the afternoon. That's when some more strong storms are possible, but the coverage will only be about 40%. Okay, so not as widespread as what we saw in the overnight hours tonight. I'm continuing coverage on the stream, so on ksat.com, on the KSAT Weather Authority app, and on the KSAT app as well. Again, the only severe thunderstorm warning we have is for Atascosa, Wilson, and Karnes County. The potential for some hail. If you're in Pleasanton, Jourdanton, you likely just saw some hail. I'll be continuing coverage on the stream. For now, let's get you back to programming.
And again, while the food bank braces for an increase in people needing help, the city of Seguin is doing what they can to help their residents out. So the city, the Seguin ISD, and Niagara Cares teamed up to provide meal kits for families in need.
It's awesome to help the community. Like, a lot of people need it nowadays.
As the cost of everything is increasing, so is the need for help. Groceries cost more.
All right, thank you for joining us on our Weather Authority app. I also appreciate people who just already sent in pictures of the hail out in Pleasanton. Take a look at this. It looks like snow. What you're seeing here is pretty small hail. So right now this looks to me like non-damaging hail over Pleasanton, but we have the potential to have seen larger hail than that. Thank you, Amanda, for sending in those pictures from Pleasanton. If you've got more pictures out in the Pleasanton area, let us know. Again, that is the area that is dealing with the most intense part of this storm system right now. Again, thank you so much to everybody who is continuing to send us pictures of the hail that just fell in Pleasanton and in Jourdanton. So I want to show you the latest picture sent in to us from Samantha Reyes. Samantha, thank you. This is a great way to take a hail picture. You have a quarter there for reference. You can see that this hailstone about the size of quarters, maybe slightly less, but still you're going to get variation whenever you see hail. So this will do some damage. So thank you to Samantha for sending in those pictures onto KSAT Connect. We also had a great hail picture from Amanda out in Pleasanton. Again, awesome pictures sent in. Keep on sending them in. KSAT Connect is a great way for not only us to be able to see your storm pictures, but this is really, honestly, we can show them to the community, and that way people can see what they need to be safe from. So back to the radar, this hail core is racing to the east, south of Poth and Falls City. Here's where the hail core is, this area of dark black, purple, that is moving to the east at about 40 miles per hour. It'll be near Falls City in Karnes County by about 5:54. If it holds on, it could make it to Karnes City itself by 5 o'clock this morning. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to check real quick the velocity on here, or the wind speeds. I like to check these just in case, because sometimes around a Boeing segment you can get 50 mile per hour winds, 60 mile per hour winds possible, but the main threat here is of course the hail. You'll notice Floresville, you are in this warning as well. I think you could get some small hail, but that hail core is pretty far away from Floresville by about 15 miles south, so 10 to 15 miles south. So yes, you should still be inside and away from windows if you're in Floresville, but I think the main hail core will miss you to the south. Around San Antonio, we're really just seeing a break in a lot of the rain right now. So not too much going on in San Antonio other than some flashes of lightning in some neighborhoods, some thunder keeping kids up. But really the main area of concern with this storm is with that hail core in Atascosa County. All right, I'm searching KSAT Connect again to just see if anybody has seen anything else. More pictures in from KSAT Connect, not yet, but please keep us posted, and we will show those pictures and videos as needed. And again, mark the time. So this hail core fell over Pleasanton and Atascosa County and Jourdanton. When did it fall right over there? Let's go back a bit. So this is back in time. It started around Jourdanton, Poteet, 4:10, then near Pleasanton, downtown Pleasanton by about 4:15 before racing off to the east. And that hail core is really more so traveling in this direction, east-southeast, I would say. Otherwise, very heavy rain falling over Wilson County right now. A lot of ranch lands happy with all that rain, with a break in the rain around San Antonio.
6:44 right now. What started as a helpful way to shop during the pandemic has now become the norm for many families.
We're talking about curbside pickup, home delivery, and even using those grocery store apps. Do you actually know how much more you're paying for the cost of that curbside convenience?
Stephanie Serna got the answer. She caught up with a family who tracked that price difference. Check it out.
Climb in and buckle in.
Good job. That one was stuck.
It's another trip to the grocery store, which can be a fun car ride for Carla Skate's son.
Hi.
Hi, Carla.
I love Lucky Time.
But once they are there, it just takes minutes for their groceries to get loaded in the car.
You guys having a day okay?
How often do you think you probably use curbside?
So we use it weekly. Every week I sit down, typically on a Saturday night, and do our grocery list, load it up, and then pick it up Sunday.
Have you kind of seen there's a little bit of a price difference between, picking up curbside as opposed to going in and getting in the store?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I know with curbside, there's a little bit of a markup to use the curbside service, and that's reflected in each individual grocery item. But when we go in store, especially when we take our child with us, it is typically a lot less expensive using curbside because we're not susceptible to those impulse buys.
The price difference or markup on the total grocery list can depend on what Carla and Jorge are buying that week.
And you can see the estimated total, $141. That the cost here is $139.79.
Carla and Jorge could have saved $1.35 if they went inside the store to purchase groceries. Now, looking at the individual items, some are the same cost inside the store as they are at curbside.
These are all the curbside prices here.
But the difference could be in cents, like this 24 count of string cheese. It's $7.34 curbside, and it's $6.99 in store.
For us, it's worth it to save the money, save the time, and have the convenience instead of, spending hours at the grocery store.
Stephanie Serna, KSAT 12 News.
Well, vocational training is seeing an increase in interest, especially in welding, and that growing interest prompted Palo Alto College to make a big investment.
Yeah, they earmarked $1 million to expand their welding lab. Bashada Pope takes us inside the college's new and bigger lab that opened just in time for the new school year.
Good job with that.
The demand is high.
I have customers calling all the time looking for welders.
We're going to fire again. Fire.
Yves Fanfel is the lead welding instructor at Palo Alto College and says that demand is across different industries around Texas and here in San Antonio.
Right now, the oil field and the car industries, really it's the battery side. So right now there's a lot of places that are opening up that are trying to refurbish batteries for all these Teslas and these other. JCB is coming to town. They're going to be hiring somewhere around 200 manual welders.
Luis Fernandez, the dean of professional programs, says school officials saw the demand and took action.
We're willing to invest money to expand our welding program.
Palo Alto's welding lab initially had 26 booths, but it reached capacity so fast, the school stepped in with $1 million investment, and now there's 46 booths.
Expansion started in 2024, and the larger lab opened at the start of the fall semester.
It's a great investment. Our students, now we have about 45 students per cohort that we can service, where the additional $1 million was invested into this program.
The expansion is allowing even more students like Sandra Gomez to get their hands-on experience to hone their skills and get exposure to what the industries are looking for.
A lot of robotic welding, which is pretty cool. Like, we advance so much in technology. I love it.
Gomez says the investments and efforts put into PAC's welding program is helping her walk away with
certifications and a welding associates.
To not only make a career, but to become one of Palo Alto's future welding instructors. Bashada Pope, KSAT 12 News.
And KSAT also did some digging to find out the range of salary that a welder can expect. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, it's anywhere from $50,000 to $75,000 a year. Also on your screen are some median salaries for other trades, and you can see the numbers are pretty similar. All of this is data from 2024.